Welcome to the mob on the go. It's Kay here as usual. And today we're joined, or rather I should say we're joining, Chrysalis Center, founder and director of Metamorphosis Women's Empowerment Initiative. So, as you guys know, Metamorphosis is, we've been good friends for how long? At least a year? 3? I don't know. I'm so bad with time. Yeah. We've been friends for a good while. We work together. We share resources. Great organization that we're partnered with, and today we want you guys to know a little bit more about the operations and what she's doing here. So Chrysalis, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having us. This is exciting. I'm always happy to be able to tell the community about what we're doing, what's available to them. Because a lot of people don't know what's available to them, maybe because they can't get access to the information, or the organization itself might still be new, such as us, and trying to reach everybody, and things like that. But I really do appreciate you coming in and giving us the opportunity to introduce ourselves.
Yes.
So it's pretty exciting what's been happening over the last year or so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and from our humble origins with roots, and it was wonderful. The one room.
Yeah.
We started literally a desk in one room, Christmas tree and all toys and everything, and to where we are now, and it's been a whirlwind year.
Yeah, it's been fabulous to see the growth, actually, you know what I mean? Like you said, the one room, the little desk, and then you guys now have this amazing operations, which we're going to show you guys, Chrysalis is going to take us through a walkthrough of all the programs and, the office here that she has and all the resources that you guys are offering to the community. Yeah. It's really been amazing to see that growth.
Yeah, sometimes I sit back and I was like, wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
How am I doing that? And am I sleeping enough?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So Metamorphosis is a women's empowerment initiative. We were founded out of a personal situation, which I myself was going through a traumatic time.
Yeah.
And I was going into a depression. I had all type of situations going on. I had some health issues. I had financial issues. I had, I was going through a divorce. It was a lot, and then all of a sudden became a single mom and, out of work and things like that. And started spiraling downward, and, one day I kind of laid across the bed and I was like, I just don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to live like this. I don't want to eat, breathe, sleep the pain, because that's what I felt like, and I was like, there has to be somewhere or someone who has felt like this before and could help me out of this, because I kind of felt like I had just hit the bottom, rock bottom, and there was nowhere to go, So it kind of started like, well, somebody else, there has to be another woman out there that's going through the same thing I'm going, and maybe if I can find those women, we can kind of help each other, through these times, through these issues, because I know I'm not the only one.
Of course.
And there were a lot of women who were going through the same thing, and it really became a quest for me to be able to have a safe space for women to be able to come and just connect with other women who might be going through the same situation, connect with resources, to help them through those challenges. I've been that woman who had to go, to a food pantry and ask for help, and felt embarrassed
Yeah.
or, felt bad about the fact that I couldn't provide myself.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've been the woman who, I'm a rape and sexual assault survivor,
Yeah.
I've been abused.
Yeah.
I was in a domestic violence, relationship, actually too. So I've been pretty much in the same situations that the women that come through my door looking for support.
Yeah.
And just a platform, a safe space, somewhere where they can find someone to say, you know what, even I can't say it's going to be okay all the time.
Yeah.
But for the time that you're here, it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
At this very moment, we're going to help you and support you through whatever it is you're going through. We're going to help you get the resources you need. We're going to, be your backbone. We'll talk about it with you, and when they walk through the door, I always say, welcome home.
Yeah. I love that.
Home, as you'll see, the organization is set up, the facilities are set up to be welcoming to the ladies so that they can come in and feel like they're going to their girlfriend's house, and talking to their girlfriend and stuff like that. And many of the programs are set up to be supportive, where they're to take away that feeling of, embarrassment, that feeling of like,
the
I don't
stigma.
want to ask. The stigma of, needing to talk to somebody, maybe needing to talk to a mentor or a psychologist or something, to just take away those stigmas, and because we work with women from all walks of life, from women who were previously incarcerated to women who are embarking on long-term recovery journeys, women who have, been homeless and are, becoming homebound with their families, women who are working but they're part of the Alice community and they're not making enough to, cover everything, but just need a little bit of help, to women who are gainfully employed, business owners, and are just as happy to be where they are in life, but just want a social outlet where they can just mingle and, have a good time without having to feel like there's a lot being asked of them.
I like that.
So we work with everybody, and I welcome everybody, and I welcome you too. Come on by, welcome home.
I love that. I relate to that a lot, for the same thing that inspired you, like the being in the struggle and knowing that there's other people going through that, and it's like I came out of it and I'm in a good place now, but I know that there's others out there who are going through and they need that hand, the way that I needed that hand. So definitely relate to that. I think that's so beautiful. Tell us a little bit about the resources that you guys have here. Like, what are the services and the programs offered?
So most cases, as you already know, many times you'll find that when someone comes into your establishment, your business, they come in with one challenge, but there's a lot more other challenges other than just that one challenge. And so that kind of prompted Metamorphosis to create programs and services to be able to help with not just one thing, but a variety of situations. And whatever we can't help with, we try to refer out. We actually live on the premise of making, strategic alliances in the community with other organizations so that we can treat the whole woman, we take a holistic approach to our clients, because you can't just treat a symptom of someone when they're sick. You got to find out what the source is. In most cases, let's say food insecurity is just a symptom of something bigger.
Yeah, most of the
You know,
time.
so we have to dig a little bit deeper, you know, have a little bit more conversation and find out, well, why did that food insecurity happen?
Yeah.
You know, and then let's see what we can do in terms of getting you help and resources so that we can maybe alleviate some of those other challenges too. So our flagship program, the Everybody Eats Project, which is usually what brings many of our ladies and our families through the door, you know, is a emergency food service program in which we help, like I said, families of all different backgrounds, regardless of circumstances.
And income as well?
Yes.
And income as well.
Income as well. You know, we don't take that into consideration because in the Alice community, people are, you know, employed.
Yeah.
They're getting a check. But after taxes and insurance and gas and Lord knows what else.
Yeah, like
car note to get to work and then like that, you know, you're coming home with just enough, and now you have to make a decision. Many times they have to make a decision. Am I going to pay the rent and have somewhere to live? Am I going to buy food so that they're not hungry? You know, am I going to pay the electric bill and keep the lights on? You know, and out here we pay for water. We pay for water, you know, and stuff. So it's like, are we gonna be able to cook and take a shower and all those things? So, it's income. Even though it can be a factor, we don't base whether we're gonna help you or not on that. You know, simply because everybody needs some assistance at some time or another. Yeah. You know, Everybody Eats is very dear to my heart because it started in response to people needing help during COVID. Yeah. You know, and what we found was that there were families asking, you know, hey, I just lost my job. I got laid off, or a loved one died. Yeah. You know, and that was another part of the income in the house, or the income in the house. You know, everything was shut down and people needed food, so we started delivering to people's homes. Yeah. You know, our first family was a family of 8, and everybody had COVID. Wow. So they couldn't go to the store. They couldn't come out. You know, it was right in the height of COVID. And we would pack up bins, huge bins, give them about a week to 2 weeks worth of food, and deliver it to their houses. Yeah. You know, and until today, we're still doing that. Our numbers have increased because we didn't stop when COVID kind of opened up. You know, when COVID kind of calmed down a little bit and things started opening up, we didn't stop those services because people still needed them because of the effects of COVID at this point. You know, COVID might have gone away for a moment, and you can't even really say that. Yeah. But, you know, COVID slowed down a little bit, but the effects of it still hit really hard.
That people are still coming out of.
Exactly.
And things like that,
you know, so people still needed assistance. And then we found that people were coming to us for assistance with other things. People who were burnt out of their homes. Yeah. You know, families who were being evicted, and now, you know, they're in transition, trying to find somewhere else to live, but they're living out of hotels. Yeah. You know, so all those kind of situations started coming to my door, and I just didn't think it was right to say, well, no, I can't help you because you just got burnt out of your house, but I'll help you because you have COVID. No. Yeah. You know? I mean, needing assistance is needing assistance. Yeah. You know, no matter what the circumstance is. Yeah. You know, and one day somebody did it for me. Yeah. You know, and you gotta I'm just paying it forward. Yeah. You know, but our Everybody Eats project, what's unique about it is that we take into consideration, you know, are there any food allergies in the household?
Yeah.
You know, how many people are in the household? We literally tailor the donation to how many people are there. You know, their specific diets. Are they diabetic? Are they lactose intolerant?
Yeah.
You know, those kind of things. We have put together, now that we have a space where they can walk in, we've put together a concierge type service.
Okay.
Where one family at a time comes in, and it's like a shopping experience.
Oh.
You know, in our, I would say, our boutique like pantry.
I love that. You know, it reminds me a little bit about you know, Echo, the like the thrift store for Women's Resource Center, and it kind of promotes that idea, like, you know, you're still a person because you're in need. You can go and, you know, it's not like, here, just take a box because, like, you know, of whatever. I mean, I'm not knocking it because I do it at my pantry, but I mean, we help the way that we can. But I really admire that part about the Everybody Eats project, because, you know, it's more than just giving the food or meeting that need, but it's making them feel worthy of, you know, like, you know, it's okay that I have assistance. I don't have to be ashamed about it. It's treating people like people rather than just a client to be served.
Exactly, or just another
number, or just another number. And 100%.
You know? And my biggest thing is preserving the dignity.
Yes.
Of the person that's coming in. It's already hard enough that they had to make the call and say, hey, I need some help.
Yeah.
You know, so they don't need to walk into somewhere and feel cold.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, here, just take it.
Yeah.
You know, here, just take it. The other thing too is that we want to make sure that when they walk out, they're walking out with food and items that they will use.
Yeah.
You know, I have had the experience that, you know, and don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking food pantries at all. I love food pantries. Many of my allies, you know, including yourself, you know, many of my alliances where we get donations from are food pantries.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, understanding that you guys don't have the time to be able to do each individual family, you know, the way we do it. We try to make sure that they're going to get things that they need.
Yeah.
You know, why? If they come in and they walk into the pantry and they pick it out themselves,
you know,
it's guaranteed they're going to use it.
Yeah.
And they'll cook it, you know. If I decide what they're going to get, they may not use it. They may not cook it, you know. They may possibly throw it out, in which another family could have used that. Then I still have two families that have not eaten.
Yeah.
You know, because they threw out the food and they still need something. And another family that could have used that, you know, didn't get it. So we want to just be sure that we're minimizing waste.
Yeah.
You know, we're maximizing the use of the food. You know, that they're getting it in a timely manner when it's fresh. You know, so we're open every week.
Yeah.
Every Friday from 12 to 4 in-house.
Yeah.
You know, clients are welcome to come here, and, you know, they can sign up by Wednesday by calling the office. They can sign up by Wednesday to come in for their concierge appointment, you know, and then on Friday they come in and we have, you know, the multi-purpose room set up for them to sit down and, you know, wait their turn.
And you guys like set it up with little snacks and it's so nice. I'm not even gonna joke with you. I mean, like, I don't know any assistant's office that you go in to sit at and you got like hot coffee, got lemon water, scones,
refreshments, you know.
No, it's really nice. It is. It's a nice experience, is what I'm saying.
And it's just, sometimes you'd be surprised how quickly you could change someone's mood. Yeah. Just by just a little bit of love. Yeah. You know, just a little bit of love goes a long way. You know, so and that's pretty much Everybody Eats. Like I said, many times families come in, they come in for Everybody Eats, but once I do an intake and I'm talking to them, you find that they have some other challenges and stuff. So we have other programs that are set up, you know, to help with those challenges. Metamorphosis primarily concentrates on 4 specific areas: food insecurities, mental health, health and wellness, as well as job readiness.
Okay.
The pyramid of empowerment, Metamorphosis pyramid of empowerment, says that we found that those 4 areas generally kind of make that wheel turn.
Yeah.
If there's a lacking in one area, then there's a lacking somewhere else, and that wheel just kind of continues to turn. So we figured if we pull one of those spokes out, that'll cripple that wheel somewhere, and then they can find their way back to self-sufficiency and sustainability.
Wow.
So we offer health and wellness programs. Nutritional consultation.
And tell me a little bit, tell them, because I kind of know about it already, but tell them a little bit about the self-care and respite group on Saturday.
Absolutely. So we have what we call coffee and conversations.
There you go. I was
coffee and conversations,
cooking.
Which is it kind of overlaps. So it's part of our mental health and our health and wellness. It's a support group. It's for women. Sorry, guys and children. No men, no women. No men, no children are allowed. But it's a 2-hour respite self-care program. For women to be able to come and take 2 hours just for themselves. They can come in, have a continental breakfast. Yes, you can have waffles also. Have a continental breakfast, meet and greet other women, from 11 to 12. And then from 12 to 1, we do mini workshops around health, wellness, beauty, topics like that. It's dedicated to doing a couple of things. One, a lot of women don't find the time to take care of them.
Very true.
We're taking care of everyone else. We're taking care of our families. We're working jobs. We're teachers. We're babysitters. We're the housekeeper. We're the cook. We're everybody. We're wearing so many hats that we very rarely have time for ourselves.
Very true.
The reason we say no men and no children is because if you bring the man and the children, you're still not concentrating on yourself.
Very true.
You're worried about him being uncomfortable and being ready to go and all that kind of stuff. And with your children, you're more concerned about what your children are doing. Okay? So it's still not for you. So if you eliminate that out of the equation, and you just put her by herself, she gets to decide what she wants to do. We have women come in and read. They come in and work. They come in, they pray. Some of them just need to talk. Others just need to sit quietly and, maybe have a cup of coffee and just decompress from their week. Whatever it is, it's your 2 hours to do what you want with it. And if you can get your foot out the door to take those 2 hours to yourself, you might actually be able to get your foot out the door to do something a little bit more. Maybe take a class. Or a girls trip. I'm just saying, ladies.
Or even create a habit of taking time for themselves in the days. It's very true. I remember when was that? April or something like that? I was so terrible with dates. We came and we did the workshop with you, my mom and I. We talked a little bit about mental health, and I really, really liked that Saturday. You know what I mean? I noticed that we had like that first hour, like you said, some women were talking, some were just chilling on the couch here, and it was nice. The environment was nice. Not because there weren't no kids. I'm not bashing children, but
I love the kids.
But it was nice to see women take time for themselves as women and remember that they are a person outside of their duties. Absolutely. And that was really nice, and I like that a lot.
And it's also necessary for us to have an outlet to be able to talk about the things that involve us. Our show Cafe Conversations talks about all things womanhood. And anything that happens in this world is all things woman. Let's talk about anything you want, you know. But when we say all things womanhood, sometimes those are not conversations you can have in front of your children. Sometimes those are not conversations that you can have with your husband or your spouse or your partner at home or something like that. Sometimes you need a opinion or an idea or a concept or just a conversation with somebody outside of your nucleus.
Yeah.
You know, a different opinion can really change your mind or give you a different outlook on your situation. And that's what we want. You know, metamorphosis means change.
Yeah.
You know, and the organization is about changing from within. You walk in one way, but you should walk out stronger, more empowered, you know, more enhanced and able to advocate for yourself, you know, about what your needs are.
Yeah.
You know, and so this is why we like to, you know, make the environment conducive for them to be able to come in and say whatever it is they need to say without having to feel bad about it or guilty about feeling the way they feel or, you know, ashamed of what their situations are.
I love that. I love that idea of having a place where your voice can be heard and it matters to be heard. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't hear that enough. One of the reasons why I will die and live by support groups is because it gives the voice to the people who are often shunned aside or like they're told like, you know, it doesn't matter. You got to do what you got to do. And that's something also culturally, you know, women of color,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? It's the, you know, that superwoman idea of like society that they kind of hold it all in and not say anything about it because they got themselves into the situation. But we're human and we're allowed to feel and it's okay to be frustrated. So I really like that. That program is one of my favorite programs besides the Everybody Eats program because that's, forget about it. That's like whatever. But I love that because it really does, you know, I can see the empowerment, you know, it really, I think it embodies the name of the organization. It really does. I love that so much.
We want to encourage women to expand their minds.
Yeah.
A lot of times we feel like we're trapped in a box.
Yeah.
And many times we are. We're trapped in a box. But the moment you realize that you have options, your world becomes a totally different color, you know, maybe even a multitude of colors, you know, and we just want women and men and other women sometimes think women's empowerment is about the whole I am woman, hear me roar, I don't need a man, you know, all this kind of stuff. No, it's not that at all. Do we talk about relationships? Of course we do. Yeah. We have to. Yeah. Why? Because you and I have a relationship. And you and your spouse have a relationship. And you and your children have a relationship. Yeah. There are, everybody you encounter, there's a relationship. Yeah. Our focus is having functional relationships, not dysfunctional relationships. You know, because just because we got relationships, many of them are dysfunctional. Yeah. And so that gives rise to other situations when you have a dysfunctional relationship. You know, excuse me, many times you find that it's as simple as communication. But you'll also find too that one of the things that I learned was that my communication style was different from my ex-husband's communication style. And it wasn't until I learned, you know, after the fact, you know, I learned that the way I communicate was different from him, and that was a breakdown. Was when I could then turn around and say, wow, okay, now I can accept responsibility for my part in this, because if there was a lack of understanding, then how can I expect a different result if I'm doing the same thing, never change how I behave, never change how I communicate, and him not understanding and me not being able to communicate with him, you know, it became an issue. You know, and so we want to open communication lines with people. We want to open communication lines between women, because a lot of times it's not somebody else, it's us. Really, it's us. And it's really funny because, you know, we often go, no, not me, you know, you did, and you did, and you did, and she does. But the thing is, you know, we're very emotional. And once we realize we're very emotional and we live by our emotions and how to control that in certain situations, we can better advocate for ourselves in different situations. And so, you know, our support groups are here to be able to let women find that inner rose. So this is the Metamorphosis Women's Empowerment multi-purpose room. We use this room for support groups and our coffee and conversations on Saturdays, our respite self-care program. Generally, we set up a continental breakfast just like this, and we have the ladies come in and they meet and greet for an hour, have coffee, juice, tea, water, and everything, talk a little bit, and get to know each other. And then we move into our welcome room and our reception area for groups and mini workshops on self-care, wellness, and health. So we'd like to welcome you to our reception area. This is where the magic happens. Walking through the door into, you know, the Metamorphosis reception area, we say welcome home and stuff. This is our infamous sofa. We have our sofa here. It's nice and comfy for the ladies to come in, sit down, relax, decompress, take a load off, you know, have a conversation with the staff, you know, or just sit quietly, do whatever it is you need to do. Our house is your house, so we welcome you here. You know, it's decorated so that the colors are calming. You know, it's decorated because sometimes, depending on where you work or what you do, a lot of times you just kind of feel like you're just in a box. You know, here it's decorated so that you can feel comfortable, like this could be your space at home. You know, your home away from home. So we welcome you home. From here, we'll take you into our boutique pantry, where we house the Everybody Eats project. And here, this is where we help out families. We pack from here every week. On Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, we go out and we pick up any donations from any pantries or people who want to donate. And then whatever we don't get in donations, we go out and we purchase from the supermarket. And then we house it here. We help with food, we help with baby items, we help with hygiene items, cleaning products for your home. Anything you could possibly think of. You know, it doesn't make sense to give you great food, you know, to cook if you can't wash your dishes. So, you know, we want to help with a little bit of everything. We do have a partnership with Panera Bread, so we get all these beautiful loaves of fresh baked bread available for you, and bagels, fresh bagels, and cookies, you know, and such. And if you're making pasta tonight, we have this. Juice, milk. We also try to promote as much healthy food, fresh fruits and vegetables as possible, you know, because in order to live a healthy lifestyle, you have to eat healthy too, you know. So, and then we go back here to our Chrysalis Center. In our Chrysalis Center is where, hi, Mr. Ford.
Good afternoon. Just doing a little work here. I'll let you finish.
Our Chrysalis Center is where clients can come in and they can rent a computer, a laptop for the day, and they can sit with Mr. Ford, who's the director of our Chrysalis Center and Job Readiness Program, and work on their resume, work on interview skills, work on soft skills, answering the phone or filing or whatever the case may be, job assessment, whether they fit a job or maybe they want to change careers. You know, they can get some assistance with that. And then they can come here, use the Wi-Fi, be able to print out whatever they need to print out. And then here we also do assessments to see, you know, if they have the proper clothing, you know, for school, if they need assistance for that. So this is our Chrysalis Center, and we welcome you here, you know, for that. If should anyone need assistance with any of those, you can feel free to call us at Metamorphosis, ask for an appointment with Mr. Ford. You can reach us at 570-234-3200, or you can reach us on our hotline at 570-223-4503. And you'll probably get me, Sharice.
All right, so we're here with Vincent, and Vincent is not a stranger to Roots, to the mob. He's been with us. He's a great friend of ours. Vincent, how are you?
I'm doing well.
I'm glad to hear that. So we're interviewing a couple of the volunteers here at Metamorphosis, and like I said, you're not a stranger to us, and you've kind of been here since the beginning.
Yes, I have.
Tell us a little bit about that, you know, how you kind of been there since the beginning, the foundation.
Well, it was an interesting start.
Yeah.
Because Ms. Sanders had an idea.
Yeah.
That she wanted, because we saw several families that were in need during the height of COVID.
Yeah.
So it started out with just the Everybody Eats project.
Yeah.
And we were feeding as many people as we could.
Yeah.
But it got so massive.
Yeah.
And we never advertised, but word of mouth carried it around. Now, me doing volunteer work is different for me.
Yeah.
I'm a die-hard entrepreneur and a capitalist.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand the concept of doing something for someone for free. If I'm doing something, I'm supposed to be compensated.
Yeah.
But the compensation that I get now is absolutely incredible. The look on people's faces.
Yeah.
When we give them the food that they need, when we give them the furniture sometimes that they need, when we just allow them to come in and sit and relax.
Yeah.
And talk about some of the issues that are bothering them.
Yeah.
Because food may be one thing, but we have found there's a myriad of other issues that they're going through. So, like I said, I've been here from the inception, and it's been a wonderful ride.
Yeah. I totally relate to that. I totally get how that is. You know, there's the ups and the downs, but the gratification of helping people makes it all worth it. 100%.
Yeah, okay, it's a new feeling for me. And I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
It was hard for her to get me to realize that, oh, wait a minute, you're going to do this fundraiser, but you're not making all the money that you should be making.
Yeah.
Let's up the price, let's do this, let's do that. No, that's not the point. We have to. Oh, okay.
So it's been also a learning experience as well.
Oh, big time, big time. The issue of doing grants is incredibly arduous. The amount of things that they ask for, and then the reporting that you have to do post-reception of that grant, it's astounding.
Yeah.
You know, I'm used to, I send you an invoice, you pay me the invoice, I pay my employees, that's it, I don't need you anymore. But the reporting that you have to do is difficult, I'm not gonna lie.
I totally 100% understand, and it is pretty difficult. I have a question now. So, you know, you were talking about Sharice having this idea, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, you kind of went with it. But I'm sure now, like you were saying, that you found a love for what you're doing now. It's a vision that's become your own,
Yes,
right?
yes, it has.
What is it that you really see and how you want to support Metamorphosis? Like, what do you want this to be for the community?
Now therein lies a very good question.
Yeah.
Again, when I bring my entrepreneurial background to this, I help out on the business side of things.
Yeah.
And one of the things I'm looking for is expansion of the facilities that we have now, because we're outgrowing it quickly. We have a job readiness program, which we can do individually or we can do it in group.
Yeah.
But we need more space to really do it successfully.
Yeah.
We need those Promethean boards where you can write on and everything. You know, there's so many things that we need, and I see growth.
Yeah.
So we are looking at really helping the community through our growth.
Yeah.
So we're looking at vehicles, because we can't continue to use our own vehicles. I think Mike already told you about some of the concepts he has with his vehicles, you know, so, you know, and Sharice's car is getting to be just overworked.
Yeah.
So we're looking to get a vehicle. We're looking for more space. And the vision is, if we put this in print, the vision is for us to have a complex.
Yeah.
We want more than just a space.
Yeah.
We want to have a complex so that we can do, when we do our physical fitness, we have gym space
Yeah.
where we can do yoga. We can do the, what I hate is that Zumba, which I will never do again in life.
Yeah.
So we want space to do all of that. For everybody eats, we need a place where we can have big freezers,
Yeah.
where we can have much bigger refrigeration. We need more shelving, and that's going to require, and we don't want to have to climb up 3 flights of stairs.
Stairs. Yeah.
That is well beyond my abilities to do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for the
that's
volunteers.
that's the vision that we have, and we also have a vision for not having an all volunteer force.
Yeah.
We want to be able to compensate people. So we're looking for large scale grants right now,
Yeah.
and we have one that we're working on now that if it comes to fruition, we'll be set for a while.
Was that for a while. I think that's really beautiful. And so, Vincent, you've been a part of this community as a community leader. You know, you were a coach for many, many years within the school systems for many years as well. When you connect with the community and you see the needs, what do you think are like the most, you know, like the key needs of the community, at least here in Stroudsburg locally?
Well, that's a very easy question.
Yeah.
Number one, access to medical help.
Medical.
And not just underinsured or uninsured, but the ability to get to these physicians,
Yeah.
to get to the hospital. Our transportation system is lacking in this town. People have moved here, migrated here from the city where they are used to public transportation
Yeah.
to go from points A to B and C. Here we don't have that ability. If you live, for example, in, what is that place called? Pocono Country Place.
Yeah.
Huge community. They will not allow the Monroe County Transit Authority to come on the property to pick people up. Oh, wait a minute. You have to get yourself to the bus at the other side. Well, that's a major problem for these people. How do they get to that?
It's like a 2-hour walk
Yeah,
sometimes.
you know, like, they're crazy. So transportation, I see, is big. Ability to get to physicians is big. Sometimes because of how we are so spread out.
Yeah.
The time it takes, even if you call an ambulance, the time it takes for the ambulance to get from where they are to where you are to then the local hospital can take an awful lot of time. So maybe we need more ambulance services
Yeah.
because we have such a widespread community. So those are some of the community needs. And right or wrong, the issue of mental health is really, really strong. I see it in coaching.
Yeah.
I've had kids that are very aggressive
Yeah.
and they just need to be calmed down. And what happens sometimes in school systems, you'll have one guidance counselor for an entire grade level.
It's not enough.
They're overworked. They
Yeah.
can't do all of that. So sometimes a coach will fill in, a baseball coach, a soccer coach, swimming, any one of the coaches will fill in and try to help these kids, guide them. But sometimes we get penalized for helping too much.
Yeah.
So
So it's
it's awful.
And what I'm hearing is a lot of like, we may have resources or we may have this, or, even if it's not as much as we need. And the biggest problem being is connecting the people to these resources.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And which I know you're doing, here at Metamorphosis.
We drive the food to people. We have a concierge service.
Yeah.
For example, today we have people that are coming in.
Yeah.
And they get to pick what they want. And you go to a normal food pantry, and sometimes it's pre-prepared.
Yeah.
Now, I may not eat what's in that box, but somebody else may. So now, I'm not eating because I don't want what's in the box. The other family's not eating because I just threw it away. Mm-hmm. That's why we try to tailor the boxes, tailor our food delivery to dietary needs, food preferences, any medical issues, are you diabetic, etc. So we try to tailor it. Then we pick them up, pack it in Theresa's car, and we drive. For example, today we're taking about an hour drive to somebody because they're COVID restricted.
Wow.
It happens.
That's a beautiful service, so that meeting the people where they're at,
Absolutely.
I think is a super important thing. Thank God for COVID, because then everyone kind of turned virtual.
Yeah.
That's helped a lot, at least on our end in Roots too, meeting people through Zoom or talking to people on the phone who can't normally get down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like a light bulb moment, I think, for all the organizations.
Because we were forced to do it that way.
Exactly. But I like the idea of meeting people where they're at, meeting people where they need to be met.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Versus putting all the responsibility on people that, are already in so much need. So that's really admirable. Thank you, Vincent, so much for sharing. Is there anything you'd like to tell us, to let the people know before we go? Yeah,
I think the biggest thing is to make sure we are a community. And the only way we can really be a true community is by helping one another. Yeah. Don't isolate yourself. If you have time, if you have an hour, if you have 2 hours, come volunteer. Because when you see the looks on people's faces, when you see the work that we are trying to accomplish to help this community, you'll have a satisfaction beyond any compensation that you will ever receive. I promise you that. So try it out. Come help out. Metamorphosis Women's Empowerment Initiative. Yes, I know I'm a guy. But the work here is absolutely phenomenal. Please come help.
All right, so I'm here with Kimberly, another volunteer at Metamorphosis Women's Empowerment Initiative. Kimberly, hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing really good. I'm happy to be here with you guys. So, how did you get involved with Metamorphosis?
Well, I got involved with Metamorphosis, believe it or not, through social media.
Yeah.
Miss Cherise had some things that I had needed. We had went through a very bad fire where my children lost their whole home.
Wow.
And she came out and she reached out and helped me and the kids, and it was a true blessing. Wow. So I wanted to come back and give back, being that I felt that I was blessed. I love volunteering. I love taking care of the people and making sure that, everybody eats, because that's our project.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. So what would you like people to know about Metamorphosis volunteering here and in general?
Well, I definitely like to let everybody know that it is a wonderful place to be. It's very fulfilling, very heartwarming. We are always there to help anybody and everybody. It gives us an opportunity to reach out to the community, and we're strong. So I would say that volunteering here has been very fulfilling for me. Yeah. So definitely, I would always encourage anybody to come give some time. Believe it or not, you will be blessing a lot of people.
Awesome. And what do you do here as a volunteer?
Actually, I head up the Tobyhanna area for Everybody Eats project.
Okay, that's beautiful. And that's the deliveries that you guys do as well?
Yes, we do deliveries to all of the Tobyhanna area and the Mount Pocono area, giving us that opportunity to reach other families that can't get to us.
Hi, welcome to the Everybody Eats project. Today we are helping a family of 3. We will be making a customized box for them. We are an emergency food service. We do take into account any food allergies or restrictions. This family cannot have mushrooms, so I'll make sure as I'm packing their box that we do not include the foods that they're restricted. So here we do have, we start off with cereals, a lot of the pastas and such. So according to the family size, I will be making their box. We also offer fresh produce to each family member. We have butter, cheese, eggs, milk, as well as fresh meat. So we will be giving out bags of meat, chicken, beef, pork, and then we have a partnership with Panera Bread, and we get fresh bread with them, through them, and we give out fresh bread as well. So I will begin packing the box. And this is how we fill our Everybody Eats Project emergency food service box. It is tailored and customized to each family's needs.
We're here with Mike. He's a volunteer at Metamorphosis Women's Empowerment Initiative, and we want to learn a little bit about why he volunteered, what he does here. So Mike, tell us, how'd you find Metamorphosis?
So I am a reporter. I have a local news publication, and I was my landlord, like their office is in the other room. So you know, I'm friends with you know, the woman that works there. We were talking about it, and she told me about Charisse, and she's the one that introduced us. And from the moment I met her, I just fell in love with her mission, her passion about it. She really wants to help people out and give people food, clothes, medicine, whatever they need. And I just that energy she has about her, it's inspiring. So that's why I continue to, you know, ask her if she needs help with anything. Eventually, you know, she brought me on. I got my own jersey now. And
I do. I like the sparkles. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a good look for you.
Oh, thank you.
So, what kind of work here do you do with Metamorphosis, helping out and stuff like that?
So I mainly pick up food from one of our partners, the Saving Family Ministries in Tobyhanna. And you know, every Thursday or so, we'll go there, load my car up, and I don't got the biggest car. So sometimes I feel like I'm like driving like a clown car. You know, all this food like crammed in. It's a little bit of a safety concern, to be honest. But you know, don't worry, we gotta get food in these people's mouths. So you know, I drive down here, you know, bringing up the 3 flights of stairs. Really lets me know how out of shape I am, and you know, load up the shelves, and you know, that's mainly what I do. You know, certain days, you know, if they need like an extra hand or something, you know, step in like you know, today, or you know, whatever, you know, happens, or you know, we go to like different event, you know, vendor, whatever, you know, if I'm available, I definitely try to make it a point to come here and help out.
Awesome. So before we let you go, what would you like people to know about, you know, volunteering here at Metamorphosis and volunteering in general?
So volunteering here really gives you an image of what you're doing in the community, just to see the difference that you make in people's lives, just the way they receive the things, and like really you can make someone's day, you can make someone's week, you can make someone's month, really, because it's not about just putting food in people's hands, it's about sitting down and connecting with someone, because at the end of the day we're all individuals and we can all use that connection. And as far as volunteering in general, I think it's a beautiful thing that more people really need to do, because it's very fulfilling.
So we're here with Serenity, another volunteer at Metamorphosis Women's Empowerment Initiative. Hi, Serenity.
Hi.
All right, so we want to ask, you know, how did you get involved with Metamorphosis? How did you start volunteering here?
Well, it was all by chance. I was in the building because I have my own business, and I was networking with other businesses on a lower level. Okay. And then I was like, what's upstairs? So I walk upstairs, and there was this beautiful lady that just said, hi, how are you? And she's just so loving, and she said, here, come on in. And I'm like, okay, what is this place? I'm like, I see a flower, I see a lady. Yeah. It's so beautiful in here. The energy, everybody was so sweet. Yeah. I met Aisha, I met Sierra, I met Cherise. They were just so loving. And then they told me what they were. It was a woman's empowerment group. I'm like, oh wow, yes, I love it. So that's how I met Metamorphosis.
So like the vision that she had really like resonated with you as like a young woman who's in business and stuff like that.
Well, it was the energy. Yeah. The peaceful energy, you know, of discovering self.
All right, so how do you volunteer here? Like, what is it that you do to help out?
So I have my own credit repair business, Transition Finances LLC. So I come here and I do credit seminars for the ladies, and I just come out and help around, and just sometimes just come just to sit and say hi and just talk to chit chat and everyone, and just do a lot. I love it.
That's beautiful. What would you like people who are listening to know about volunteering here or just volunteering in general?
I would say it's more than volunteering. I would say you find love here. Like everybody has a beautiful spirit. Everybody is loving. I would say if you're looking for love, come to the Women's Empowerment Group, and they will feed you. They will care for you as a human being. Sorry, they will care for you as a human being. So that's what I would say. Anyone that comes to volunteer.
All right. So I'm getting community. I'm getting love. I'm getting peace. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
All right, so now we're here with Sierra, another volunteer at Metamorphosis. Sierra, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
That's great. So I want to know a little bit about how you got involved with Metamorphosis and what kind of work here do you do?
Got you. So I got involved because a client that actually goes here is my friend's mom. So she told me about this place, and I was like, we want to volunteer. We kind of want to get out into the community more. So I stopped by myself. I kind of introduced myself to Cherise and Aisha, and I started learning more about what they do here. And I'm like, that sounds like something that I've been trying to do in the community for a long time. So I definitely would want to be a part of something that's already up and rolling. Yeah. So right now I handle the marketing and the branding for Metamorphosis, and I also help at the Pantry.
Pantry. All right. And what about volunteering here like really kept you to be part of the team? What do you want people to know that, you know, really inspired you to like say, you know what, I'm part of the Metamorphosis team?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's not so much like, I don't think of it as volunteering in a general sense. More so it's being of service, and I think that's bigger to me, and making an impact. I can actually see the impact that I'm making in the clients that we serve and in the community. So it makes me feel better about getting up and doing what we do every day.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much.